Hi guys, I'm Jack from Jack's Transmissions. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a TCM log. And doing a TCM log itself is pretty straightforward, but what I'd like to do is show you how we like to see a TCM log. Because if you're having a trans problem, we're more than happy to help you out by looking at your TCM logs. But we really like consistency with a log to do basically what we do here, so we can make sure that everything is operating the way it's supposed to and see if there's any anomalies in the log. What we do is I'll put on the display up here Excel pedal. If you put that up, when you accelerate, we'd like to see a pull at 30% throttle and shifting at 3,500 RPM. That way under low pressure conditions, low load conditions, we can see what the pressures are doing, what the shift force are doing, things like that, and make sure that at lower levels everything is nice and stable in the log and running across nice and cleanly. If there's any instability issues or whatever, it could show up at low pressure, where high pressure it might be okay. So that would be a low pressure log, basically 30% throttle, hold it there, and just go through first, shift at 3,500 into second, shift at 3,500 into third, and just go as far as you can. I mean, don't make it unsafe. You know, if you can only go up to third gear, that's fine. If you can go into fourth or fifth, that's even better. The more data we have, the better. So another thing to keep in mind is always have VDC down here off when you're data logging, so traction control doesn't get in the way. And you always want to data log in trans manual mode. In auto mode, it can shift at different times, which will skew the results of what we're looking for too. So we'll do a 30% throttle pull, and then we want to see a 100% throttle pull shifting at 6,000 RPM, and then another 100% throttle pull shifting at wherever your red line is set to. If it's 7,000, 7,500, 8,000, 85, whatever it is, just go all the way up and shift all the way up top. On the wide open throttle, 100% throttle pulls, what we want to see is basically 2 full gears worth of the pull. So on a full bolt-on car like this, I'm not going to really have any traction problems. So I'll hit it in second, go all the way through second, shift into third, go all the way through third, and once I shift into fourth, I'll let off, and that's all we need. So that way we can get data on both the even and odd gear on 100% throttle pull. If you're making a lot of power and you can't, you just can't hold traction in second gear, going through third gear and through fourth and then into fifth would work. Just be safe. I know a lot of you are probably going to be doing the data logging on the street. Just be safe. And the last thing we want to see is if there's a trouble spot. Let's say that the trans has an odd behavior at 5,000 RPM if you try to shift, from third to fourth or something. We want to see that 30% throttle pull, 100% throttle at 6,000, 100% throttle at the limiter, and then wherever your weird spot is, make a log of that. So we can see if there's anything unusual going on in the normal logs that we see, and then when you have that trouble spot, data log that spot, so we can see if that anomaly can be found in that area as well. So Cobb and Ecutech both have TCM data logging capabilities. With Cobb, it's pretty easy. Just contact your tuner to make sure everything's selected for that, or you can do it manually and just select all the TCM parameters that can be logged in the Cobb, and that's all you need. You could just do a standard log. With the Ecutech, it's a little bit more complicated. You need to get the latest TCM ROM from your tuner. Usually it's already a memory if you've installed the tune yourself. In this one right here, the uppermost line right there, you can see that it says TCM. If it says TCM, that's your TCM ROM file. You want to go ahead and select that, and it'll bring up the data logger for the TCM, just like this. And basically when you're ready to go in any of them, you click Map Access, and then when you're ready to go, you click Log to File. We like the logs to be as short as possible, so click Log to File when you're ready to do any of the pulls, and then shut it off. And then when you do another pull, log to file, shut it off. So that way everything is kept pretty small, and visit area, so it's easier for us to access, and it doesn't take as much time to rummage through all the data that we don't need. So here we go. I've got a safe spot here where there isn't too much traffic, nice open road, and it's not gonna be illegal for me to do what I need to do here. Again, I'm in manual mode, VDC off, and the trans in normal mode, not R. So I'm gonna do the 30% throttle pull now. Click log to file. I'll watch my gauge here, 30%, and I'm gonna shift at 3,500. Still at 30%, 3,500, 3,500. I'm in 5th now. I'm gonna go up to 3,500 into 6th. So there we go. So that's a good one. That gives us a lot of data right there. For low pressure, low load condition, from 1st all the way into 6th. And I wasn't really going that fast because I'm shifting at 3,500, so it's pretty safe. Now we're going to do a pull at 100% throttle, shifting at 6,000. So I'm in 2nd gear, log to file, floor it. That's it. I got 2 full gears worth of data there, 100% throttle, shifting early at 6,000. The reason we like a 6,000 RPM shift is because with a lot of cars, you're at your torque peak in that area. So when you're shifting at the torque peak, if the trans is sensitive to something, it's going to act up more there than it would probably at red line. So now we need to do another one. I'm just going to keep the log going since they're in quick succession here. I'm in 2nd gear again. Make sure there's no traffic. So I'm going to go from 2nd through 3rd, and then once I shift into 4th, I'll let off. So there we go. So 2 full gears worth. Again, you want to do 2 gears worth, and even in an odd gear worth of full throttle pull, so we can see what both clutches are doing. If one clutch is weaker than the other, pressures are off, whatever is going on has more slip than the other, we have all the data we need. And then you just click stop, and that's it. That's all there is to it. And if you have a trouble spot, basically just data log that area where you feel a problem or see a problem with the trans, and we'll be able to look at that data as well and figure out what's going on. But if you do what I just showed you now, that typically gives us enough data to figure out what's going on, no matter what your problem is, pretty easily, because typically with these transmissions, it's pressure issues that cause problems, and with all that data that I just had now, that I just recorded now, will tell us everything we need to know if there's a pressure issue. But if there's more to it and you want to do more logs, that's fine. But again, the first thing we want to see is the logs that, the type of logs I just showed you, and that should give us everything we need to help you diagnose your issue remotely and hopefully help you out in any way we can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit us on our private Facebook page. It's called DCT Owners Group. You can also visit us online at jackstransmissions.com. Thanks for watching.